Welcome everybody to this, your Scorpio March 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, we've got a great deck this month full of colour and very interesting imagery in it. I think it's called Star. I don't know, I always, as you know, I throw away the boxes and the papers and everything. I just keep them in string just for space and what have you. It's very kindly given to me some time ago by somebody. Do you know that tarot decks, I have found, seem to work better when somebody else has provided you with it, rather than if you acquire it yourself. Now, of course, if you do get them yourself, then you can still use them, of course, but for me anyway, I mean, maybe it's a personal thing. It's probably a personal thing. I've found that when people give me the deck, it seems to work better with me. Now, as a clairvoyant, of course, you know that I can provide you with a clairvoyant reading from wherever you might be in the world over FaceTime and Skype. And the details are in the description. It goes for about an hour and a half. Now, I charge for those, but what I do not charge for, and which I also happily provide over FaceTime and Skype, wherever you might be living, is the spiritual gift of healing. It takes about 45 minutes. It's for free. No strings attached, no obligation, nothing will be sold or recommended. You won't be bombarded with emails or anything like that. I assure you, because that, well, once it's done, you don't hear from me, so unless you contact me again. Now, and that applies to everything. Now, what I will say is this, though, that if this does, hundreds of people from this channel have taken advantage of it, so you're not alone if it's speaking to you. There might be some emotional issue that you have, some physical thing. You might be at your wit's end with things, just driven, deranged, demented, come to the end of your tether about something, relationships, work. It's a pretty open slate. It works on the basis that through me comes the relief, compassion, and healing of the beloved. Nothing special about me, it's just that I got it at birth and I have to use it as a spiritual duty. So, and I'm happy to do it. I do people every day. I set time aside each day to do it. Now, so if it does speak to you, check it, just send me an email and we'll take it from there. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, and so you get to enjoy the reading without interruption by ads. Now, show me the magic. What's at the top here? The Fool. This is the Five of Pentacles. Here is the Seven of Swords. This is the Three of Pentacles. What's on the bottom? Shall we take that? Three of Swords. Excellent. Now, why don't you come and sit down here next to me? I'll bring the camera around so everybody else can see the cards. We'll have a look at the cards together. I might use my pen to point out one or two things that are interesting. I think you'll see things in it as well. Together we'll look at it while the cosmic energies swirl, and I'll do the reading for you. Here we are, coming into spring on the spring equinox of 0 degrees Aries on the 21st of March, which is the beginning of the zodiac year. Now, the Western zodiac is called tropical, not because it's hot and moist and wet. Tropical comes from the Greek word topos, meaning turning point. And the turning points are the cardinal signs of the zodiac, being Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And the turning points, they are the points at which the sun turns on its path and into different seasons. Western astrology is very much seasonal, as you would no doubt know. Now, let me just see what's going on here while I'm picking up the energy. This time of year reminds me of my wife, a beautiful woman, not in the Vogue cover girl sense, but beautiful features, beautiful skin, beautiful eyes, beautiful hair, beautiful personality, beautiful friend, beautiful lover. And one night when we were lying in our bed, her naked body pressed up against mine, and we were both bathed in sweat that had turned golden due to the dimmed lights, she said to me, "You are like a god, an immortal one." And I whispered back to her, "Oh, that's the furthest thing that I am, because it seems that each night that I lie with you, a little part of me dies." Anyway, the next day, she left me. She was crossing an intersection when somebody coked or methed out of their head came speeding through and broke a red light and hit her. And it was instant. And when I had to go to the morgue later and identify the body, I noticed that those beautiful features had been dishonored by that momentary, brutal impact. And her absence was like the sky after that. Actually, more particularly, it was more localized into my body. You see, my body had served as her lover. And then it became like an empty house. But since then, she has spoken to me and taught me about grief and loss, and also about renewal, joy, loving again, and living life to the full. And she says, almost like now even, that at the center of the universe, and all throughout it, dwells a loving spirit who longs for all that's best in all of creation, a spirit who knows the great potential of each planet as well as each person, and little by little will love us into being more than we ever dreamed possible. And this loving spirit will never give up on any of us. Right, well, this has come to me in a flash now, so let's have a look at this. Sorry for that interlude, by the way. Let's see what's going on here. And what do we have? The Fool. This is very much about you letting go of the past, I think. There's some worries and sense of, are you really good enough, and what should you do? Maybe a few tears over things in the past, but great movement forward, success, because there's a new you. You are transforming. Here we have the Fool. What's some of the interesting imagery that might just be here? Well, firstly, this crocodile. First of all, I'll say this. The Fool really is, I was talking about that loving spirit, the Fool really is you as spirit becoming incarnate, becoming into flesh, coming from spirit into manifestation, into a human body, from out of eternity. Eternity, and you bring eternity with you always. Now, well, I guess people say, well, what is eternity? Well, I look for you as eternity being this, that in the external scheme of things, what I call shining moments, well, they are as brief as the twinkling of an eye, yet such twinklings are what eternity is made of. Moments when you can say, I love you, I'm proud of you, I forgive you, I'm grateful for you. That's what eternity is made of. Invisible, imperishable, great words like that, that echo all throughout time. Now, this crocodile here, the ancient Egyptians had crocodiles in the Nile River. They didn't know the gender of the crocodiles, they couldn't work that out, but they knew they laid eggs, and so they assumed that all crocodiles could lay eggs and therefore just spontaneously give rise to life. This is what you are doing when you are here. You're coming in alive. This raven here is reminding you, though, that your real home,
Not only is it here in flesh, but within you is always in touch with the spirit. It's sunrise about to occur with this moon here, and the star is speaking of the blessings that are here. The staff has these flowers on it, which is referring to growth and to your own particular importance here in this world. It is absolutely no accident that you are here at all. If you could only sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to people you may never even dream of, there is something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. Now, from a predictive point of view, this is a time when you'll have great openness and trust, and you'll be ready to take risks. In particular, you'll have courage to stand your ground. Freedom and independence are going to be very important to you, and you'll have great creativity. There's a potential within you, I think, that you have not yet tapped. I think you're kind of holding yourself back. But now there is the possibility to take a great leap forward by listening to your heart's voice, not listening to the past, being in the present. There's a new beginning here, a leap of faith. And this is also saying, funnily enough, it's connected with my observation of what my wife was saying to me there about a spirit that is looking to love and to make you better day by day. And it is also saying through here that one of the great things about life is that you can start over. Now, with the beloved, there are always new beginnings and second chances. The beloved specializes in giving you fresh starts. Now, while you might feel overwhelmed at times and held back by painful recollections or haunting fears, even remorse or shame or guilt, well, the beloved's power in your life at present is not limited by what took place in your past. When you are governed and manipulated by your painful memories, well, then of course you allow your past to control your future. But when you choose to give the beloved the controls, amazing things can happen with the rest of your life. And now you can start and have a brand new ending. Now, let's suspect that one of the things that's being cleared out of your life is sort of worrying about things. Well, it's pretty straightforward, I think, in a sense. This, I would imagine, is almost like your spirit guide, and you are like a pilgrim coming through earth, and here is the divine inspiration always around you. Now, the astrology of this is Mercury ruling the first decan of Taurus. Well, Mercury, as you know, is that very flighty planet, very fast. It's to do with the mind. Mercury is very much to do with thinking and thoughts. And Taurus, as you know, is governed by the bull, which is slow and plodding. So there may well be a sense here where, because Mercury is also associated with speech, talking and writing, there could be, with that slow bull, problematic communications. Maybe your energy is blocked, or you keep revolving around finding a solution, a way out, a breakthrough. And this situation might be seeping into the depths of your subconscious even. You might even be starting to, by worry, feeling hopeless. You see, what might happen momentarily from time to time is that you might sometimes think that, I just don't think I'm worth much. And if that's the case, then you find ways to make your world small. You don't allow yourself to hope because you've already accepted failure. And this pattern of thinking, well, it really often just determines the outcome of your even most important choices. But this is saying to you that doubt and confidence, they are both acts of faith for you when you are here on your pilgrimage. They are both predictions of what you are capable of doing. You can either tell yourself that you can or that you can't. And these beliefs are a self-fulfilling prophecy because you validate your doubts by giving up, just as much as you strengthen yourself by refusing to give in. The only way, I guess, that you can break this cycle is to be brave. You have to ignore your doubts and risk failure. You have to try to achieve something that seems unachievable. This is really the best recipe for confidence. And confidence is how you get to give yourself permission to take up more space in the world, to want more for yourself, and know that you deserve it. And in the area of romantic relations, well, in fact, relationships generally, I suppose, we can worry about that, can't you? This is saying that you need to take risks, and you need to be vulnerable, you see. Because to love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will be wrung and possibly broken at times. But if you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give it to no one, not even an animal. Wrap it carefully around with hobbies and little luxuries and avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the coffin of your selfishness. But in that coffin, safe, dark, motionless, airless, your heart will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. You see, to love is to be vulnerable. See, worries about things in the past or about future, but ultimately it's thoughts which are occurring. And thoughts are pictures that you paint in your head, and then you put words around them that you've created. And then you allow these things to come into your mind and program you, even for a small world or for a big world. Mercury here in Taurus is about thoughts. So select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. This is truly a power. This is telling you that you can make happen. If you want to control things in your life so badly, work on your mind. Working on your mind, controlling your mind, that's the only thing you should be trying to control. Right, well, that being said, there's something else that's coming in here. See, I think this is where a great renewal is going to take place for you. Let me see here. Now, there's some sense of, can I do it in here? But look at this. This strong male deer, pure white, almost spirit, almost this spiritual aspect of you is calling you to change, calling you to do things, letting you know you can do it. Now here's the mind, here's the soul, and here is your spirit plunging into your subconscious. We're lying in here are various unhelpful thoughts. But within this thing, here is a fish that's growing, and these are on top, which show life. But there's some boulders around that, in a sense, you have created for yourself. But you're going to move through now, move through this forest, and go into what you were born to do. Ad majora nauta, you were born for greater things. Now, the astrology of this is the moon in the third decan of Aquarius. Well, the emotions of the moon, well, they really cloud the mental qualities of Aquarius. Aquarius is a very bright sign, and it's so Aquarius is sort of weakened, which is giving you a lack of clarity as to who you really are, so that from time to time you might feel that you are just unable to do something. You procrastinate. You work beneath your standards and what you can actually do, and you do just enough to get along. And there still has been some negative expectations. You're going to look and making excuses for, such as, I just don't know what I really want, or it's just too good to be true, or I haven't the energy, there's no time, or I'm already too old. Or I couldn't handle that. This is too much good at once. Or, look, I would set about organizing this, but I'm just not going to be able to get the ideas across properly, or it's just going to be too much trouble and take too much time. Look, these literally destructive thoughts that you have, they don't need to be taken seriously at all. They are figments of your imagination, because these fears that you have, they don't have anything to do with reality. And this Venus, which incidentally I have associated with the number 7, Venus is the most occult of the planets, the most mysterious, the most powerful and misunderstood of the planets. Venus is coming in and saying that you now must wake up and see who you really are. And so Venus, probably taking the form of this stag here, it is saying to you that today many people are going to wake up with a fresh sense of inspiration. So why not you? Today, many people will open their eyes to the beauty that surrounds them. Why not you? Today, many will choose to leave the ghost of yesterday behind and seize the immeasurable power of today. Why not you? Today, many will break through the barriers of the past by looking at the blessings of the future, so why not you? Today, for many, the burden of self-doubt and insecurity is being lifted by the security and confidence of empowerment granted by the beloved. Why not you? And today, many people are going to rise above their believed limitations and make contact with their powerful internal strength. Why not you? Today, many will choose to live in a manner that they will be a positive role model for their children. Why not you? And many people are going to free themselves today from the personal imprisonment of their bad habits and past. Why not you? Today, many people are going to choose to live free of conditions and rules governing their own happiness. So why not you? Today, many people are going to find abundance in simplicity. Why not you? Today, many people are going to get confronted by difficult moral choices, And they will choose to do what is right instead of what is just expedient. Why not you? Today, many will decide to no longer sit back with a victim mentality, but take charge of their lives step by step and make positive changes. Why not you? Step by step, take the first couple of steps and the way will open itself up to you. Today, many will take the action necessary to make a difference. Why not you? And today, many people are going to make the commitment to be a better mother, father, wife, son, husband, lover. Why not you? Today is a new day. Many will seize this day, and many will understand its preciousness and live it to the fullest. So why not you? Which I'm quite sure that you will be doing many of those. So look at this. See a few tears for some reason at the time. Look, this is the most important thing about this. It's Saturn in Libra. And it's not so bad because Saturn is exalted in Libra. So this is, in a sense, a renewal for you, although there's some crying here. Look, you see the tears coming down from heaven. These two angels are sitting here reminding you that you are loved, and that love abounds and shall continue to abound in your life, and that these clouds will disappear. Lack of clarity, probably. That's what Saturn is bringing. Maybe there's a tension in a three-sided relationship. The thing about Saturn is it makes all impurities visible, and it blocks all comfortable avenues of escape. And the lesson to be learned here is no less than the mastery of care and worry, because a distrustful outlook needs to be recognized clearly as negative energy, which is separating you from your origins, as were indicated by the Fool. But you are highly sensitive, I can see. Now, very often, as a result of that, people might think that you're a weakling or damaged goods. But to feel intensely is not a symptom of weakness. It's the trademark, it's the signpost of the truly alive and compassionate. It's not the empath, that is someone who just takes on all the emotions of somebody else. It's not them that's broken. And you can take on emotions from other people. It is society that's become dysfunctional and emotionally disabled. This is telling you that there is no shame in expressing your real feelings. Now, those who are at times described as being crazy or having too many issues or too high maintenance, they are the very fabric of what keeps the dream alive for a more caring and humane world. Never be ashamed to let your tears shine a light in this world, or to fall into the dust and clear your eyes. Now, what the heart has not wept for, the body will weep for in different ways. And the tears that you shed, they water the gardens of your heart. Now, this is relating to past things. Well, I think the time has come now to lay that baggage down and leave behind all the struggling and striving. Don't go over and over in your mind what a person did or said that broke your heart. Because every time you think about it, you give them a chance to hurt you again in your mind. You can be set free as you journey forward into a balanced, healthy, and rewarding future. Now, I do know that for you, at times it might seem as though you and your past are one, and sometimes it might be difficult for you to actually make the distinction between what had happened to you and who you are today. And if you have had a hard time kind of getting past that, well, this is saying to you through these angels that you are not your past. Although you are changed and shaped by past experiences, who you were yesterday does not control the person you are today or who you have the potential to become tomorrow. But in any event, you are the type of person who can pick yourself up and dust yourself off, which is exactly what you are doing. Because here is this fantastic energy. This could almost be like the Earth goddess, couldn't it be? Here's signs of the Earth and a turtle shell here. Well, it's probably 12 things of the zodiac. With this rainbow, which is the connection between the spirit and matter. And in this nest of 3 eggs, spirit, mind, body. And they are being looked after by this person here. Now, this is the sun in the 2nd decan of Aries. So you do, as it turns out, show a lot of self-confidence now, and you won't be making any compromises. You'll have ideas crystallizing. This is a confirmation that you're on the right path. I think someone might be thinking of turning a business, a hobby, into something like a side hustle or something like that. The sun here, as we can see behind the woman's head, I think that is really, that's saying that the sun, which is in Aries, it's happiest when life is moving forward and you are active. And Aries, of course, loves a challenge. Now, I think that these eggs are about to hatch, and this will result in an inner awakening with you. Body, mind, and spirit are in harmony, and you will understand and allow your own power free play, never giving it over to someone else in an attitude of subjugation. You now really have the direction in which you want your life to head, and it's time to take action. But it's also about looking on the inside and the outside, and if it's important for you to operate from a place of integrity before decisions are made at the moment, and to have a clarity of mind and heart before acting out the intention, if you want to get the best result. Because if you don't have that clarity, then don't act at all. Pay attention to your own point and internal stillness. Are there now really any reasons left for self-doubt? Do you yet doubt your virtues? Say to yourself, because it's definitely true for you now, I have the power and intellect and wisdom to understand and know. What a fantastic spread of cards for you. Made so much better for you being
Extremely
here.
interesting artwork, wouldn't you say? Beautiful, I think. Now, unless I see you in the meantime, either for a clairvoyant reading or for healing, then I'll see you here again next month. And until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.